Astros pass the Orioles for an exciting come-from-behind win. Tonight, Lance McCullers takes the hill for his 4th career start and wants to keep building on his early success. Astros baseball starts right now on Root Sports. Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Root Sports brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight it's Game 3 of this 4-game series between the first-place Houston Astros and the Baltimore Orioles. Good evening, everybody. The roof is rolled back again for Bill Brown and Alan Ashby, also for Julia Morales, who joins us shortly, to see if the Astros can take their 3rd straight game from the Birds, who won 96 games last year, Ash.
A couple of nice wins to start the series. The ball club came back hitting some home runs last night. The bullpen has been spectacular.
And Evan Gattis had the biggest timely hit to tie the game, thumping a 3-run homer.
That was a bomb that was really needed by the ball club. And what we've been getting from Evan Gattis is a guy, and it kind of started with this big chop of the fastball up around Bill High, driving in a couple of runs to win a game in Oakland, and then he hit one of his 2 triples on the year, 1 of 3 on his career, by the way. The big man is dealing with the 3-baggers this year, but it's been the long ball that has been really propelling the club lately. He's tied for the leadership on the team with 12 long balls now, including 1 in Baltimore, and then this one last night. Up on the tracks, Evan Gattis has been the big man, and he is a guy that gets to the plate and wants to drive in the big runs for the club.
Let's talk more about offense. Julia Morales visits with assistant hitting coach Alan Zenter when we come back.
Ready for Game 3 of this 4-game set. The Astros with a chance to win a series tonight after taking the first 2 against Baltimore. And last night, doing it a little bit differently than they have been doing it recently, scoring those runs earlier in the game, but we've seen this team offensively do some great things for the Houston Astros club. I'm joined with Alan Zinner, who's the assistant hitting coach for the Houston Astros. Your job has to be really fun right now, and I want to start by talking about Evan Gattis, who tied up the game last night with that one big swing. The RBI is really coming for him lately. What's the biggest difference since those early April struggles?
Well, he's relaxed a little bit more in the box. He's super aggressive hitter, but he wants to get better. He wants to make sure that he's getting a good pitch to hit. So he's, over the last 3 weeks, a month, that he's really gotten in a groove where he's looking for a better pitch to hit. He was a little excited early on, trying to prove what he can do, and every hitter goes through those exciting times where they just try to do too much. And I think he's settled in. He's really comfortable, but boy, is he fun to watch, and he's a dangerous hitter.
Yeah, he's definitely made a big difference with this club this last May. As we move on, the 95 runs this team has scored in the 7th inning or later, leading the major leagues. That has to be a lot of fun. But what are you seeing with the at-bats later in the game?
I just think that the guys don't give up. Our pitching, first of all, it comes down to our pitching and our defense keeping us into the game. If we weren't in the game, or we were 3 or 4 runs back, it always seems that the attitude or the atmosphere would not be there like it is when we're in the game. So as long as they keep us close and we get 3 or 4 rounds at a pitcher or at a bullpen, it seems something can happen. And we got the guys, the firepower to be able to do something quickly and turn the game or the complex of the game around. And we like living on the edge a little bit. I don't think we do that on purpose, but we're starting to get a little reputation with that. So it's kind of cool.
Thanks so much for the time. Keep up the good work. This is Z. Catch him tonight. The Astros and Orioles go for Game 3. Lance McCullers on the mound. Astros offense hoping to help him out tonight. We'll be right back with First Pitch.
Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Jack in the Box. Try the new Double Jack today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. It's a partly cloudy, warm night. The roof roll back again tonight for the 3rd straight night here at Minute Maid Park. Tomorrow's a day game at 1:10. The roof will be closed. The Orioles are 23 and 28, but they're only 4 games out of the lead in the AL East, while the Astros have a 5-game lead on the Angels with their 33 and 20 record, and that ties their best start ever. The 98 club also is 33 and 20. If the Astros win this game tonight, they will go where no Houston team has ever gone, through 54. So that is a .623 winning percentage to open the season, Mr. Ashby. Have you enjoyed the ride so far?
It's been really nice, Brownie. And for the team, and you can see with the coaches, the manager, everybody involved with the club, it's an exciting time. And now it's, well, you know, you've got 2/3 of the season following tonight's game to go out and keep competing and give yourself a chance to do what you're here for. And of course, that's not about having a great first third of the season. That's about having a great season and getting into the postseason play.
A.J. Hinch with his club, 13 games above .500, will send Lance McCullers Jr. to the mound tonight for his 4th Major League start. Miguel Gonzalez, a good veteran right-hander, will be his mound opponent. And the Astros take the field. They are 18-12 at Minute Maid Park this season, 3-2 on this homestand, with the finale of the homestand coming tomorrow at 1:10. And Dallas Keuchel will be the Houston pitcher in that game. McCullers got his first Major League win in Detroit. That was May 23rd. He beat the Tigers 3-2. Now as he warms up before facing this Baltimore lineup, a lineup which is 10th in the American League in runs scored. Here's the group he'll be facing tonight from Buck Showalter's club. The Orioles will lead off with third baseman Manny Machado. He's followed by left fielder David Lowe, with center fielder Adam Jones batting third. Chris Davis is the first baseman and cleanup man. In right field, it's Delman Young. The catcher, Steve Clevenger. Batting 7th at second base, Steve Pearce, followed by DH Jimmy Paredes, the former Astro like Pearce, and shortstop Ryan Flaherty.
Always fun when you got the youngster with the great stuff on the hill. Lance McCullers goes out there, 4th Major League start now. He's 1-0, very fine ERA at 2.40, has shown big-time stuff. He walks a few more than he would like. He does strike out over 10 per 9 innings. You see the 18 Ks in 15 innings. Against the White Sox last time out. The defense behind him in the outfield left to right, Preston Tucker, Jake Marisnick, and George Springer. On the infield left side, Luis Valbuena and Jonathan Villar. On the right, it's Jose Altuve and Chris Carter. And Jason Castro is back after having to sit out just a little bit after getting drilled on the knee.
Castro reported he's feeling a lot better. Tomorrow, lefty Wei-Yin Chen will go, and the switch-hitting Hank Conger will be the catcher. That's the plan anyway. Castro has good numbers against Miguel Gonzalez, tonight's Baltimore starter. And it's Manny Machado in the box. Machado starts tonight at .269. He's gone deep 8 times with 23 runs batted in for the 22-year-old third sacker from Miami. First-round pick in 2010. First pitch, strike one. Mark Carlson rings it up. McCullers last time out went 4 to third innings, giving up 1 earned run, walking 2, fanning 7. That's a line drive toward the right field line. George Springer with a very good jump takes care of out number 1.
Can really play some right field, and he is showing consistently that he'll go get balls with anybody playing that position. Lance McCullers, by the way, 95s on the first couple of heaters.
He wants a new baseball before facing David Lowe. Lowe is the top defensive outfielder, formerly with Kansas City. Baltimore got him in a trade for Danny Valencia after the 2013 season. At .240, he has a .283 on base average. Lowe is 1 for 4 in this series. He started Monday night. There's strike one. This Baltimore team has been missing several key components because of injuries, but still right in the thick of things in the AL East. That's in for strike 2. Adam Jones on deck.
So some say the key to pitching is changing speeds. Well, we've seen 4 straight fastballs at 95 from McCullers.
Ooh, changeup struck him out.
And then a changeup at 90. And see you later. That was no chance on this one. Watch this ball dive at 90 miles an hour after seeing 95 miles an hour 95 mile an hour heaters out in front was low. That's exceptional.
Adam Jones steps up. And the top-notch center fielder at .293 with 6 homers has 26 runs batted in. He's been bothered by an ankle injury the last few days. That's in for strike 1 on Jones.
Oh dear, up to 97. Now you're starting to talk about one of the really big-time arms in the game.
Dollar dogs are on sale. No balls, 2 strikes. But the show is right here. The dogs can wait for a moment or two. The way McCullers is in this first inning. Jones 0 for 7 with a walk in this series. Looks like there's been a pretty good run on those dollar dogs. It's dinner time. And the breaking ball is fouled away. Jones 2 for 17 against Houston pitching this season.
Now I know where you ran off to there 10 minutes before game time.
Little disappearing act. That's a great bargain. One more game on the homestand tomorrow, and then the Astros head for Toronto for the first leg of their road trip, finishing in Chicago. Jones is down on strikes. It's a 1-2-3 first for the rookie McCullers. Now the Astros are up against Gonzalez in a moment. To you by Southwest Airlines. It's George Springer leading it off. He's the right fielder. He's followed by second baseman Jose Altuve. Left fielder Preston Tucker. DH Evan Gattis. Third baseman Luis Valbuena. First baseman Chris Carter. Catcher Jason Castro. Shortstop Jonathan Villar. And center fielder Jake Marisnik.
And on the mound for the Orioles tonight, right-hander Miguel Gonzalez. He's got a little bit of a history against the Astros. This is his 5th career start against Houston. He's 1-2, and the numbers not bad for Gonzalez. 3.47 ERA. The Astros have hit .275 against him.
35 major league wins and a 3.45 career ERA for Gonzalez. Pretty consistent right-hander. There's strike one to George Springer, who's on a 3-game hitting streak. .224 for George. 7 homers, 18 runs batted in, and good numbers against Baltimore. He's also 4th in the league in walks with 33. That one's foul over in front of the Astros dugout, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Batting average is only .219 against the 30-year-old native of Guadalajara, Mexico, Miguel Gonzalez. The Angels signed him in 2004. He was a Rule 5 pick with Boston, and Baltimore picked him up before the 2012 season. He rides that one up, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Gonzalez last year was 10-9. His ERA was an excellent 3.23. Tap to the left side. And there's a throw on the run, not in time. Flaherty and Machado almost brushed together. Flaherty with a good effort, but then he almost ran afoul of his third baseman trying to whip off a throw. It's an infield hit for Springer.
The instant this ball got by Manny Machado at third base, you had to believe it was going to be really tough to get George. Not the quickest break out of the box, but he can really go once he gets moving. That's a big man who can really move it.
Springer's on. He's 11 for 12 in steals. Jose Altuve's at the plate. And there's strike one to Altuve. 3-game hitting streak for Jose, a 300 batting average, 5 homers, 26 runs batted in. These Oriole pitchers have been very savvy in handling the Houston running game. That time Gonzalez held the ball a long time. The Astros are 2 for 2 in steals against Baltimore in the 5 games. And they've thrown over consistently. They've let the Astros base runners know that they're being watched very carefully. But last night's win, the Astros now are 4th in the league in runs scored with 230. Altuve rolls over on that one and fouls it. No balls, 2 strikes.
When you think stolen bases, I at least don't think generally about the Detroit Tigers. I think about them slugging, but they lead. They have one more bag than the Astros this year.
That is surprising. Altuve's 2 for 8 against the right-hander Gonzalez. The pitch is upstairs, and it's 1-2 to Jose. Jose needs 6 more hits to have 700 for his career, and he'll become the first Astro in history to get 700 hits in his first 600 games. This is number 567. And the throw goes over on Springer. The Astros have scored 22 runs in the 5 games with Baltimore. Baltimore has won the last 7 series from Houston. The best the O's can do is split this 4-game set. They've lost the first 2. Altuve's down on strikes, 1 out. Gonzalez averages about the 91 miles per hour on his fastball that he had on that pitch.
Pretty hittable pitch. In fact, right there for Altuve. I'm not sure if Jose himself would have any answer for how do you miss that pitch.
Preston Tucker is next. At 304, he has 2 homers, both pinch hit homers, 9 runs batted in, 2 for 7 with an RBI in this series. He drove in a run last night, going 1 for 4. Infield is shifted around, playing him to pull. Gonzalez throws, and it's ball 1 to Preston Tucker. Preston leads all American League rookies in OPS, 884. The outfielders are straight away. The infield alignment quite different than that. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Well, the Mariners have fired the first salvo on the trade front, other than the Josh Hamilton deal by the Rangers. Mark Trumbo is now a Mariner, with the trade taking him from Arizona to Seattle today. And the throw goes to first. Nine homers and 23 runs batted in for the D-backs. And they got Wellington Castillo, Dominic Leone, and 2 prospects. 4 reasons for the Mariners' Trumbo acquisition are Cano, 627 OPS, Zunino, 613, Jackson, 665, and Ackley, 546. In tight, 2 balls and a strike.
Leone really figured to be one of the key guys in that bullpen for Seattle. I'm a bit surprised that they would part with him, but at the same time, when you need some offense, you need it.
Well, they're very happy with what Nelson Cruz has provided, but he has not had a whole lot of company in lighting it up this year. Pop back and out of play. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Preston Tucker. beautiful night. That cloud cover helps out a little bit. The roof was positioned, a couple of sections of it over the stands today to keep them cooler with the shade provided. Evan Gattis is on deck. And another throw goes over. The Astros will continue in this AL East for a while through that next series in Toronto, and then swing back toward the Central when they visit the White Sox. When they come back home, they'll play the Seattle Mariners. Runner going, and it's foul back. Springer took off on the 2-2.
With Springer in motion, the shortstop covered at the bag at second base, and that left a completely wide open left side there for Tucker.
After tomorrow's game, with the Astros gone for 6, they come back for 3 with Seattle and 2 with Colorado. If you're making your plans, those dates are June 12th through the 16th for those 5. Later in the month, they have the Yankees and Kansas City coming in here. Time is called. And Gonzalez holding that ball a long time out of the stretch. Last night, the Orioles exploded for a 4-run second inning, but the Astros came back with 5 in the third and went on to win it 6-4. Tucker pokes one. Machado's there, gets it onto the shortstop, Flaherty, and in time for a double play. Springer went in hard at second base. He and Flaherty wound up on the ground. But it's 5-6-3, and that's the first inning with no runs a hit, nobody left. 39th double play for the Birds. Machado gets the feed. Flaherty takes the hit from Springer.
Announced that Dallas Keuchel has been named the American League Pitcher of the Month for the month of May. That's the second straight month. Here he is with our Geico quote of the game.
To win it back-to-back months is very hard to do. Like I said, I didn't really expect to win it. I didn't even know that I had the accolades to be up for the running. So I'm very honored, and it's a blessing.
Guys, of course, is extremely emboldened, not giving all the credit to his teammates and his catchers. Always good to see. But we hear that from Dallas Keuchel all the time, and we're taking a look right now at his numbers in the month of May. Incredible stuff once again, another month. And pitching coach Bryn Strom was actually talking about how good this is just because of where Dallas has come from, the competitiveness that he brings to the mound. And we're seeing the fruits of his labor now. He's been working so hard for this, guys.
First pitcher since Johan Santana in 2004 to be honored in consecutive months. First Astro since Randy Johnson to do that. He's the only other Astro to have consecutive Pitcher of the Month awards. Now it's 3-0 on Chris Davis, leading it off here in the second inning. 223 for Davis. 12 homers. He's driven in 31. Davis takes it. It's a strike from McCullers in a scoreless game. 3 balls, 1 strike now.
Apparently Dallas Keuchel hasn't been following Major League Baseball recently because he was the clear-cut winner. Although Sonny Gray has been really good. There are others who have pitched well. Dallas has been spectacular.
There's a high shot to center field. Jake Marisnick cruising back in front of Towles Hill. 1 out. He does hit some majestic fly balls. When they're not homers, they still have some hang time.
A ballpark in Baltimore will accept some home runs to the seats rather handily at times, too.
Yes, sir. Delman Young starting the night at 307 has 2 homers, 13 runs batted in. Just a .258 road batting average for the 29-year-old outfielder. Ball 1 to Young. He leads All-American League outfielders in assists now. He had 2 Monday night. He has 8 for the year. Fouls it back, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. He's 3 for 8 with the bat in this series. McCullers wants another baseball. Lance, born in Tampa, went to Jesuit High School there and was drafted with a supplemental pick in the 2012 draft after the first round with the 41st overall pick. In the air, and Marisnick moves over to his right, but he's just watching as Preston Tucker makes the catch. 2 down.
So far, extremely good for Lance McCullers. What a difference one guy can make in a rotation.
What do you like from him?
I love his arm. Number one, you get a guy that can throw that hard, and the Astros have had some of those guys in here. Then you have to be able to pitch with it, and he's starting to show a little bit better version of pitching each time he runs out there.
Ball 1 to Steve Clevenger. Clevenger has had just 8 at-bats with the Orioles and has 4 hits with an RBI. That's in the air and going back. Tucker, he's all the way at the wall and looking up as it pops up in the air off that wall. It hit one of those little ledges and popped straight up in the air. That's an opposite field double for Clevenger.
And that smile on Clevenger's face says, I had no idea that ball was going to be up against the wall.
There are those ledges.
Just a high fly ball. It comes off the bat like a pop-up. And I doubt that Clevenger had any notion that that was going to be anything but a fly ball to left field.
Wind is blowing out to left. That may have helped it some. He's aboard with a 2-out double for Steve Pearce, the former Astro. Infield has shifted around on him. Breaking pitch, strike 1 to Pearce. 188 for Steve. 6 homers, 19 runs batted in. Steve is 1 for 6 with an RBI in this series. Last year he hit 21 homers in 338 at bats. Ground ball, and the shortstop VR comes over to his left, throws him out. No runs, a hit, and a man left. No score after 1.5.
Bottom two, still no score between the Orioles and the Astros. Faith and Family Night presented by Houston Methodist is back in 2015. Christian rock band Mercy Me returns to the stage at Minute Maid Park for a post-game concert on Saturday, June 13th after the Astros take on the Mariners. For more info, visit astros.com/faith. Brownie.
Thanks, Julia. Sizzling Evan Gattis has put together a 9-game hitting streak. It's been a hard hitting streak, too. He leads the club with 12 homers, tied with Luis Valbuena. And he's the RBI leader with 36. Carrying a .237 batting average. And a big cut there. He fouls it, strike one. During his 9-game hitting streak, Evan is 16 for 37, a .432 average. And he hit the big game-tying 3-run homer last night. In his last 35 games since April 26th, he is the RBI leader in the majors. 35 in those 35 games. No balls, 2 strikes.
He's airing it out with those swings. I heard one of the fans holler out, "Swing harder." Don't know if it's humanly possible.
Sometimes you'll hear a hitting coach say, "Swing faster." Foul back.
I guess it would be 2 versions of a swing. Swing harder probably implies you use every muscle of your body. Kind of think of the golf swing. And then swing faster probably says focus on in golf, the club head getting through the zone faster.
Right.
Maybe the same thing in baseball.
He's been very good at hitting the off-speed stuff this year. 1 and 2. That's what he did last night, whacking a changeup.
He can hit that fastball at the top of the 8-foot ladder. I know that.
He's hit .421 against Baltimore with 2 homers, 7 runs batted in. Reaches out, taps it to shortstop. Flaherty with the release for out number 1. Flaherty's a good player who can play multiple positions. Playing now for the injured J.J. Hardy. Matt Wieters, who is opened on the 60-day disabled list, is just about ready to come back. He should be catching Bud Norris tonight in a AAA rehab game. And he might join this club as early as tomorrow.
Yeah, they got rained out last night, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. So Valbuena had 199 with 12 homers, has 20 runs batted in. He hit back-to-back homers with Gattis last night. He's hit 2 in the last 2 games. Ball 1 to Luis. And he's in a Gattis and Chris Carter sandwich right now. This might be a pretty good place for him in the lineup. Batting 5th between the 2 right-handed power hitters. Bunts, and it's foul. 1-1.
Why not? If you can keep it fair. You just don't see many guys trying this. When the shift started to become more and more in vogue in recent years, a number of guys tried it and successfully. But I don't know if it maybe became a bit taboo.
Carter's on deck. He bunts again and foul again. 1-2. Gonzalez had quite an outing last time out against Tampa Bay. Got a no decision, but gave up 3 hits and 1 run in 8 innings. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 6. Baltimore won and laid 2-1. Got a 10 strikeout game against the Yankees in his second start. Valbuena punches out. That's number 2 of the night tonight. Well, Gonzalez, the experienced right-hander, was an 11-game winner in 2013.
Just brings the high cheese right here. I don't know that he intended to come that far up the ladder, but got the little half swing.
Chris Carter's on a 10-game hitting streak. 197, 8 homers, 27 runs batted in, and there's ball 1 to Chris. .384 his average, or .364 rather, during his 10-game streak. He's driven in runs in 5 of his last 8 games. Off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes to Chris. Chris has 15 runs batted in his last 18 games.
Good job not only by Carter to lay off this pitch, but to not get sucked into it for a home plate umpire. Mark Carlson does a nice job.
Breaking pitch takes the count to 2-1 on Carter. This is the second longest hitting streak of Carter's career. He had a 12-game stretch last year.
Probably say, why does a guy swing at that pitch on a 2-0? Well, he's guessing fastball and instead got the slider, and it starts the bat early.
That's in for strike 2. 2-2 now. Carter is 1 for 11 against Miguel Gonzalez.
Let's see that last pitch. Very well spotted. Gee, I wonder what they're trying to do with Carter.
He's not chasing. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Chris. He's walked 27 times. Yankees beat Seattle this afternoon in Seattle. And the return of Masahiro Tanaka to the rotation. 3-1. Andrew Miller got his 17th save. Mark Teixeira hit his 16th homer. And Garrett Jones, number 3. He hit a big one last night in extra innings to win. Carter flicks that one foul. Now the Mariners have fallen now to 24-29. We'll see how Mark Trumbo performs in a Mariner uniform. Carter rocks one to left field. That goes on a high ride. Chris Carter, 1-0 Astros. Home run number 9. He got his pitch, working the count full, and he turned on it.
11-game hitting streak that has seen Carter get more than 1 hit just twice. And in each of those cases, 2 hits, but he is starting to steady things up. So they stayed away until here, and that was intentional. Tried to come in. Carter quick barrel right to the baseball. You can see that left arm bend a bit. That's cutting it off. And he doesn't have to have full extension to hit one like this.
1-0 Houston. Here's Jason Castro now. Fouling it back. He goes to an 0-1 count. Jason's right knee feeling a lot better after being hit by the pitch a couple of nights ago. Carter has made it 1-0 with the Astros' 72nd long ball of the year. They lead the American League. Dodgers hit some in Colorado, and they're ahead of them now by a few for the Major League lead. That's a foul ball by Castro. No balls, 2 strikes, with 5 homers, 12 runs batted in. Castro has had some pop, 7 doubles.
Young center fielder Jock Peterson for the Dodgers has been letting it fly a bit.
Oh, he has, hasn't he? He had a second deck shot at Coors Field. Well, the Carter swing provides the instant offense with 2 outs and nobody on, giving him his 28th run batted in. Julia, you all set with that helmet?
I'm good, guys. We've had some close calls over here.
You look good in that.
After the last 2 days, can't take any chances.
Stay cool, Julia. Stay cool.
These things are not cool.
Stay sassy also.
They're very warm.
Really?
I need a fan in here.
You notice she's got the flap on both ears. She can swing it from both sides.
It's shocking that they don't have a little fan attached to that.
Ooh, at least one inside.
Modern technology.
Sorry, my hair doesn't need to look good anyway. We're good.
1-2 to Castro. How about the guy you talked to last night who had the shiner? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bach.
I don't think this helmet would have helped him.
No.
He got him right in the eye.
Yeah.
I bet that looks good today.
These folks are in a much more peaceful place than you right now. Fly ball to center field. Jones retreating. Jones checking the warning track. He's back to the track to take in the long drive from Castro. Carter hit one that couldn't be caught. 1-0 Houston after a couple. is presented by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Nice breeze blowing through Minute Maid Park. People can do their shopping between innings. It's 1-0, but they don't want to miss the Astros at bats, especially when they go like Chris Carter's just did to make it 1-0. Now McCullers out to the mound. They don't want to miss him either because he has the rocket power stuff going tonight. Jimmy Paredes will lead it off in the third inning. Paredes, the former Astro, begins the night at .311. He has 6 homers and 25 runs batted in, but his average at one point was .352.
Bit of a revelation back in the first inning from McCullers. 97 miles an hour on a couple of heaters.
That got the Orioles' attention.
Got my attention, I know that.
And the breaking pitch misses a little bit. That's ball 1 to Paredes. Now, Jimmy, with outstanding numbers, has been DHing quite a bit of the time for this club. Well, there are all kinds of obscure statistics on these note sheets. He became the first Oriole to drive in at least 20 runs in his first 25 games of a season, after never previously having had a 20 RBI season in the majors since Jim Traber. Ground ball, Carter bobbles and tosses to McCullers. He recovered just in time for out number 1.
By the way, I don't know if this is obscure, but Chris Carter last year on June 3rd hit a home run, his 9th of the season.
That's not obscure.
And Chris Carter made a clean catch, a bit obscure right here.
Took that one off the shoulder blade.
Utilize the body and get it done.
McCullers was in good position when he did get that toss on a 3-1 out number 1. McCullers had a 9-pitch first inning, and all the pitches were strikes in that frame. Ryan Flaherty grounds back to McCullers. 2 down. Fans like that handiwork with a glove.
I would say for the time being, one of the slots in the Astros starting rotation is reserved. It's a nice play defensively. And he's not in a bad fielding position either. Not great, but better than many.
Manny Machado comes up. Machado had 2 hits last night. He lined to right to lead off this game. George Springer made a good running catch. Marisnik is shading toward right center right now. That's a strike call. Looked like it might be up and in. Mark Carlson liked it. There's the way they line up for Machado. And the breaking pitch gets a swing. 0-2. Did you see the check swing in the Seattle Yankees games last night that sent Lloyd McClendon ballistic?
Lloyd was he was pretty loose, wasn't he?
Oh, he argued for the cycle with all 4 umpires during that inning when he came out last night. The first and third base umpires had made rulings that he didn't like on check swings. Struck him out looking. And in the third, as strikeout number 3 ends it, it's another quick frame for McCullers, who has a 1-0 lead. Brought to you by M.D. Anderson. June 3rd, 1989. Rafael Ramirez RBI single scores Billy Doran in the 22nd inning. And the Astros beat the Dodgers 5-4. Doran scoring ahead of Mike Scioscia's tag. The game ended at 2:50 a.m. Manager Art Howe coming out to embrace Billy Doran. 7 hours and 14 minutes.
Do you think teammates have ever been happier to see a guy score a run for them? Jim Clancy, through the last 5 innings of that game, shut out. Bob Nepper started with 5 innings, only got a quarter of the game, not even a quarter of the game in. Shame on you, Bob.
1-0 Astros. Jonathan Villar with a swing and a miss. There's strike one. Alex Trevino remembers that one vividly, right?
He had 7 at-bats in that game.
John Shelby for the Dodgers was 0 for 10 that night. 276 for VR. 1-1. He has no homers, 6 runs batted in.
0 for 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet sleep didn't come easily that night.
No. And it came quickly because there was a day game the next day. They played 13 in that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. What a weekend that was for fanatics of extra inning games. Jim Clancy shutout relief in that one to get the win. Oral Hershiser worked in relief, 7 shutout innings for the Dodgers. They ran out of pitchers. He was working on 2 days rest. That's strikeout number 3. And then they turned to third baseman Jeff Hamilton to pitch, and he was the losing pitcher. They used 9 pitchers. The Astros used 7. Fernando Valenzuela finished the game as the Dodger first baseman.
Not sure he performed the cutoff perfectly on that base hit to right field.
Jake Marisnick is the batter. Tim Leary was the starter for the Dodgers. Strike to Marisnick.
If Fernando had taken the throw from the right fielder and was going to relay to the plate, would he have had to look skyward before throwing?
True. That might have taken a little while. Strike one to Marisnick. Fouls it away. 0-2. Jake had 267 with 3 homers, 16 runs batted in. The home plate umpire was Fred Brocklander for that 22-inning affair. Kirk Gibson homered for the Dodgers.
I'd like to get Kevin Bass in here and do a Fred Brocklander impersonation right about now.
Yeah. Ben Davis homered for the Astros in that game. Still 0-2. Jim Clancy with 5 shutout innings got the win. In relief of Bob Nepper, Danny Darwin, Dan Schatzeder worked, Larry Anderson, Juan Augusto, Dave Smith. Quite a night. There are all kinds of stories associated with that one. That's a strikeout looking. Punch out number 4 for Gonzalez. The one I remember is there was a young couple left Hawaii after watching the first inning or 2 of the game. Arrived in Los Angeles, went home, turned on the TV, and the game was still on.
Han, come on in. We didn't miss anything.
They didn't score from the 6th inning until the 22nd in that game. George Springer, the batter.
I don't think they were watching the game on the internet in those days.
No. Ball 1 to Springer. George reached on an infield hit in the first inning.
Al Gore had not come through yet.
No. Another little chopper to short. Charged by Flaherty. Flaherty with a strong throw. Gets him this time for a 1-2-3 third. 1-0 Houston after 3.
Picnic in the Park with your Astros players Sunday, June 14th is presented by Cisco. Picnic in the Park features a picnic buffet in the Minute Maid Park outfield, an autograph session with Astros players, and family-friendly activities. To purchase tickets, visit astros.com/picnic. Guys, pitching coach Brent Strom said of Lance McCullers today, what was important in between outings was keeping him out of the video room. This guy likes to watch a lot of video. He's seen other guys do it. Because he's new, though, Stromy wanted to just get comfortable, see how things feel throughout the game. And, of course, A.J. Hinch said today he wanted to see him dominate strike one and keep the pitch count low as he goes throughout the game. I bet he's happy about what he's seen so far.
Yeah, just got a one-pitch grounder to Altuve from David Lowe. And now it's Adam Jones, who struck out in the first inning.
You know, the video next time around might be a good thing to watch, because it's been impressive.
31 pitches, 22 have been strikes so far. Valbuena's even with a bag on Adam Jones, who takes strike one. McCullers, when he went 6 and won the game in Detroit for his first major league win, made that his longest outing of the 3. He powers that one by. Jones, no balls, 2 strikes. We've seen his growth in the 3 starts on the mound, in terms of that first start here against Oakland being good, but the second one much better, with better command of his pitches. He didn't try to throw everything as hard as he could in that second one. He eased back a little bit, throttled back. 1-2.
Back up to 97.
That leaves plenty of room to throttle.
I'm getting the impression Adam Jones isn't feeling real confident right now. As soon as I say that, a much better swing.
Yeah. The Astros pitching staff has the 3rd best ERA in the American League right now, 3.57. Colin McHugh really helped the bullpen for this game by going 7 last night after giving up 4 in the second inning. That's rocked out to left center field. A high flyer off the bat of Jones. Tucker back, looking up. That one stays in the bullpen area, off the fence. Here's Jones stretching it out, going to third. And the throw into third, not in time to prevent a 1-out triple by Adam Jones. His second triple of the year.
Back-to-back sliders, and that second one got hit real well after a good swing on the previous one. Now you can guess and guess all you want, but that's a pretty good little pattern of pitches on the down and away corner. But Adam Jones seemed to gear into the last 2. That's a home run, by the way, back in the old original configuration of this ballpark.
Yes, it was. Jones at third base. The Astros infielders drop back. Valbuena's going to come over toward third, though, try to cut into his lead a little bit. With Chris Davis, the batter. Davis hit a 3-1 pitch in the air to center field. That's strike one. And McCullers was off to a sensational start at Double-A, and then was promoted briefly to Triple-A, but never pitched there before being bumped on up to the Major League club. This is his 4th professional season, and he's out in front of Davis 0-2. He became the 2nd youngest in Minute Maid Park history to make his Major League debut. Carlos Hernandez was younger in 0-1. Ground ball goes foul.
Yeah, it's really strikeout time right here. How do you want to get it against Chris Davis? I wouldn't be surprised at all if the next pitch is fastball up.
Well, that uppercut swing of Davis, that can work. Way up. That was really up, Ash. 1-2. There's up and then there's up.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to accentuate the up quite that much, but okay. He wasn't going to miss and come down. Nice that Jason Castro was able to get up there.
Davis is out on strikes.
Well, that's really impressive stuff. For a starting pitcher to have that ability to pick up a key strikeout when he needs it is special. He turns right back to the slider after the high cheese. Just exceptional stuff.
Two outs. Delman Young's the batter. He hit a fly ball to left earlier. Young started the bat. The appeal goes to first. He checked his swing. Brian Gorman, the crew chief, with the call. And it's ball one. McCullers has struck out 5, 6, and 7 batters, respectively, in each of his 3 major league starts. In for strike one, 1-1. That's 4 so far tonight.
And you can see in watching McCullers, he's not just trying to throw strikes. He's trying to throw perfect strikes. So with that great arm, he's way beyond the guy that's trying to guess where the ball might wind up.
Foul back, and it's 1-2. Here's a guy who can turn around a fastball, and that one was a 96-mile-per-hour heater. McCullers struck out 304 in the minors in 256 innings. Good stop there by Castro. The count runs to 2-2.
Watch the right shoulder of Jason Castro as he goes down. Shoulder is going to turn back toward the mound. You have to be able to block that pitch off and have it come back toward the plate. Perfectly done.
McCullers was 3-1 with a 0.62 ERA at AA Corpus Christi. Line shot up the right field line. Fair ball. That'll tie the game. The fan was reaching for it. Didn't make contact. And it's an RBI single by Young. Right on the line. Scoring Jones to tie it. RBI number 14 for Young.
That may have been an effort to pull one against McCullers. Hit the right field chalk. I mean, that's how hard he's throwing. You're still going to give up your hits. Major league hitters do have dials and can get up to them.
Buck Showalter out to talk with Mark Carlson about something here.
Yeah, one of the fans, or maybe more than one, reaching out. And was there any contact? Did it change anything? I didn't think so. It's a good view of an umpire getting in position to watch the baseball.
Didn't appear that the ball was touched by a fan.
No.
And if it had been, the umpires would have to decide where to place the runner, in their opinion. Steve Clevenger is the batter. He doubled to left in the second inning off the big scoreboard wall. That's strike one to Clevenger.
Take a peek and see. Is contact made here? No, that's the whiff.
He whiffed on it. No balls, 2 strikes. Clevenger is 29 years old. He's from Baltimore. And the Orioles got him in a trade along with Scott Feldman in July of 2013 for Jake Arrieta and Pedro Strop. Scott's been in the Astros clubhouse the last couple of days after having knee surgery. Some of the meniscus removed from his knee. Coming in on crutches. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jed Lowry's been coming in, and A.J. Hinch said Jed will sit next to him on the bench for a couple innings. Those 2 guys could be great stretch drive deals for the Astros. Just missing 2-2.
Little backdoor slider, great location. See what it looks like. Jason does a nice job bringing it back up, but he didn't need to. That pitch is in the strike zone, and it's been missed for years and years.
called, strike 3. Number 5 for McCullers, 1 run, 2 hits and a man left for the Birds in the 4th inning. It's 1-1.
Get out of the office and see a ball game at Minute Maid Park with the Astros 9-inning lunch break tomorrow at 1:10 p.m. Purchase your tickets today by visiting astros.com/lunch break or calling 1-877-9-ASTROS, guys.
Thanks, Julia. That looks like a great idea. Take your break, come out, and enjoy the finale of the homestand. Have a little food while you're here. What's your pleasure, Ash?
I haven't seen anything I would turn down.
No. It all looks good. 1-1 game, 3 hits for Baltimore, 2 for Houston. Jose Altuve leads it off in the home 4th inning. He struck out in the 1st. Miguel Gonzalez, a 5-game winner, goes to work. Red Sox beat the Twins today 6-3. That's foul right back up here. Strike 1.
That was almost in Phil Boudreau's hands right there.
Phil wanted that foul ball. Eduardo Rodriguez pitched another fine game for the Red Sox today, beating Phil Hughes. Their owner, John Henry, is not very happy with what the players have done for Boston so far this year. Broken bat. Dunker into shallow center field, caught by Steve Pearce. And that bat wound up behind the Baltimore dugout.
Watch this bat just come apart. And that barrel end went flying right over the dugout, and very dangerous weapon. Now, Jose started the night hitting 300, and it was one of those 300s, very rare one, where you're thinking, you know, what's wrong with Jose Altuve right now?
Preston Tucker's the batter. He fouls it back, strike 1. He bounced into a double play in the 1st. His younger brother Kyle is ranked number 8 among the draft class that will be taken by major league teams on Monday. Kyle, a high school outfielder from Plant High School in Tampa, Florida. He was their all-time home run leader. Broke Preston's record there. Preston went on to the University of Florida. Kyle, though, probably will sign, according to some reports, because he should be a high choice in the 1st round. And some indications are that the Astros are very interested in him.
I was going to say, as high as number 5?
Yeah, I think he might be. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kyle is taller than Preston, listed at 6'1". Also a left-handed batter, and also an outfielder. Going to be an interesting day on Monday. The draft starts Monday night. Swing and a miss, and Tucker's down on strikes. That's number 5 for Gonzalez.
His velocity is not what you'd call exceptional, and yet he's been able to utilize the high fastball very well tonight.
Been a tough opponent for the Astros. Evan Gattis grounded to short in the second inning. That is ball 1. Alan Zinner, the assistant hitting coach, says that Evan has found a routine that's very suitable for him as the DH between at-bats. For the first few weeks, not having DH for any length of time before, he was trying to figure out what worked for him. Fly ball to shallow right field. Pierce is calling. And in the 4th inning, it goes quickly for the Astros. It's 1-1 through 4. Through 4 here at Minute Maid Park. 3 hits for the Birds, 2 for the Astros. The Chris Carter homer on a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs in the second inning made it 1-0 Houston. And then a 2-out 2-strike single by Delman Young in the Oriole 4th tied it. Now Lance McCullers Jr. comes out for the 5th inning with Steve Pierce leading it off. Pierce grounded to shortstop in the second. He takes that one, and it's ball 1 for Pierce. Blue Jays are ripping on the Nationals 8-0 in the bottom of the 9th at Washington. It's 2 balls, no strikes. They will be the Astros' next opponent in Toronto at Rogers Center starting Friday night. Jose Bautista hit his 8th home run of the year in support of Mark Burley, who needs 1 more out to get the shutout of the Nationals. Now Pierce has worked the count to 3 balls, no strikes.
Oftentimes velocity and command will leave a pitcher at the same time, and it's intriguing. 97 is what we saw high end in the 1st inning, down to 93 and even 91 here in the 5th.
3-1. McCullers threw 89 pitches in his last start and went 4 1/3 innings. In for strike 2, and it's a full count on Pierce. Well, that's close to a perfect pitch.
Pretty ideal, that down and away corner. And again, I say that Lance McCullers is not just throwing the baseball, he's pitching.
In the air, foul, and back into the crowd. Chris Carter's going to pursue it, though. And so did George Springer. Reds 2, Phillies 0, top of the 9th at Philadelphia.
I think a dinner date was just made right there.
Mike Leake has 8 innings of 1-hit shutout ball against the Phillies. Cole Hamels checked in with 7 innings and gave up 2 runs tonight. And it's fouled away again. Pierce hanging in at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nice breeze blowing out to left field. But it is tougher to pitch under these conditions than with the roof closed and the air conditioning pumping. Got him. Strikeout number 6.
Do you have the confidence to go to the slider on the 3-2? And McCullers obviously does. And for good reason.
Jimmy Paredes comes up next. He grounded out on a 2-0 pitch to first baseman Chris Carter. McCullers in a 1-1 game. Focuses on this 26-year-old switch hitter who was in the minors last year. And there's ball 1. When Jimmy was here with Houston in 2011, he had 286 and 168 at bats. He was primarily a third baseman then. 1-1.
Yeah, we get back up to 95. Just good old heat blown by.
That is good for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sonny Gray's been known to live in that 95 neighborhood. He and the Athletics are blanking the Tigers 5-0 tonight at the end of 8 in Detroit. Little roller goes up the line. McCullers will tag Paredes for out number 2. We go to Julius C. Morales.
Thanks, guys. I'm with Zoe and Mia. They're my progressive fan of the game today. Sister's here, and school is out, right? Yeah. It's summertime. Okay, you guys have great seats. You've got your glove right behind the Astros dugout. What's the coolest part about sitting right here?
You get to see all the players, and they hand you lots of balls.
Y'all have a ball yet? You need a ball.
Not yet.
Well, make sure you pay attention because foul balls come over here. I have a batting helmet I might let you borrow. Y'all ready for any balls? Watch at all times, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dad's watching them right here. This is a fun group, guys. I may sit here. This is a great seat. Back up to you.
Well, you can catch a little breeze up there, Julia. There's strike 1 to Flaherty. Flaherty grounded back to McCullers, his first time up. You can hang right there for a while. There's nothing in your job description that says you have to sit by the dugout. No balls, 2 strikes to Flaherty as McCullers works.
Seen a few of those changeups effectively thrown, and that could be a big difference maker for Lance.
He does get some movement on his changeup. In the dirt for ball 1.
I bet some ears perked up when word came out from those fans that a bunch of balls are tossed up there for the fans.
No, they did. McCullers pitched at High A Lancaster last year with a 5.47 ERA in that launching pad with the wind blowing out. Fouled away. Still 1-2 to Flaherty, who played at Vanderbilt. Several Vanderbilt players are listed as possible first-round picks in the Monday draft upcoming.
You know, you have just a few big innings land on your stats while pitching in Lancaster like you're talking about. And it's going to mess up your year's numbers, no question about it.
Ball 2. Well, it's so hard to evaluate pitchers in the California League, right? Because of the elevations and the wind blowing. Difficult conditions for pitchers.
Some of the spots probably not too bad, but that Lancaster ballpark, from everything we hear, a very windy yard and a lot of the time the wind blowing out.
On the hook. Strikeout number 7 for McCullers. He continues to build his strikeout numbers start by start, and he keeps it tied at 1. Well, we've just had Kiss Cam. That has livened up the house. It's Orioles 1, Astros 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Nothing like Kiss Cam to get everybody smiling. 40 today. Young looking 40. Maybe that sign is meant for somebody else. Bottom of the 5th inning. And the Astros bat against Miguel Gonzalez. Luis Valbuena struck out in the 2nd.
Seemed pretty specific to me.
It did. Carter and Castro to follow Valbuena, who pops one back for strike 1. Astros owner Jim Crane was around the batting cage tonight, talking with some of the players. Good night to be out. Alas, the beautiful evenings in Houston are dwindling this summer. No balls, 2 strikes.
Even the last couple of nights, maybe a little toasty in here for some of us, but you can still take advantage of open roof baseball. It's not June yet, is it?
It is. 1-2. There haven't been many open roof games in June down through the years here. Marlins 7, Cubs 3. They're in the top of the 7th inning in Miami. To left field. David Lowe moves in. 1 out for Gonzalez.
Look at Chris Carter cut that swing off, get the barrel to the baseball, and say see ya way up on the tracks. And that's all the Astros scoring tonight.
That came on a 3-2 pitch in the 2nd inning with 2 outs. Carter takes that pitch, and it's ball 1 to Chris.
In fact, other than the George Springer infield single to start the game for the Astros, that's been all the offense at all tonight.
Carter looks at it. It's 2-0 to Chris. Giancarlo Stanton hit his 17th home run of the year tonight. Came off John Lester of the Cubs. Lester gave up 6 earned runs in 5 innings. That's rocked along. center field. Carter has hit 2. That's a monster shot up near the train. Number 10 for Carter, and the Astros lead it 2-1. The big guy is heating up in June.
You know, I know batting practice can be drastically overrated, but I watched Chris Carter hit some balls today in batting practice that were just off the charts, and one a bit to the right of where this ball went, almost straight away center field and way up out of here. This was probably the longest home run of the year by Chris.
Right under the big locomotive.
That might be the longest home run of the year by anybody on the club.
That one traveled a long, long way. Now Jason Castro. Strike to Castro. Well, both Carter, who hit 160 in April with 2 homers, and Gaddis have come alive since then from some point in May up to tonight. Inside to Castro, that makes it 1-1.
Remember where Jimmy Sexton hit the home run off the flagpole out in center field some years ago?
Richie Sexton.
Yes, sorry about that. The ball that in batting practice Carter hit was probably above that mark and to the left up against that screen.
Yeah.
And thoroughly impressive.
Yes, it was. We got a distance of 441 feet. The one Carter just hit.
So in other words, it went all of 5 feet beyond our center field wall here. Please.
Astros 20-0 when they hit 2 homers or more in a game. Castro looks at it, and it's 2-ball, 1-strike count to Jason Castro. That was an impressive swing of the bat. Gonzalez now has surrendered 10 long balls in 67 innings. This fly ball heads for left field. David Lowe moving over. 2 outs. Everything in the air this inning against Gonzalez.
So now Carter has exceeded his home run total from a year ago as of June 3rd. 10 this year, 9 last year.
Evan Gaddis had a 2-home run game against Seattle May 3rd. Jonathan Villar the batter now. There's strike 1 to Villar. He punched out in the 3rd inning. This is the 3rd time an Astros hit 2 homers in a game this season. Gaddis did it most recently. It's the 11th career multi-home run game for Chris Carter. Gives him 10 homers, 29 runs batted in. So this will be the 1/3 mark of the Astros season after this game tonight. Carter's numbers through this point of the season would project to 30 home runs and just about 90 runs batted in. One and two. Ian Gaddis on a very nice home run and RBI pace. Two and two. Several days ago, the Astros were scoring roughly 50% of their runs on homers. And Carter was getting 25% of his hits on home runs. Struck him out. That's number 6. Carter's second bomb of the night makes it 2-1 Houston. Dwight.
Two-one Astros on top, courtesy of a couple of home runs by Chris Carter. And now a look at tomorrow's pitching matchup, brought to you by Chevron. It'll be Dallas Keuchel, your pitcher of the month in the American League. Back-to-back months, 7-1, 176. That league-leading, major league-leading ERA. Certainly league-leading anyway. 1-4 is Wei-Yin Chen for the Orioles, 3.21. Pretty good ERA and a good whip to go with it. So nice pitching matchup in Game 4.
Machado hits a grounder to VR. One pitch went out here in the 6th inning. In a 2-1 game with the Astros leading on 2 Chris Carter homers. Machado's 0 for 3. McCullers is not an extreme ground ball pitcher at all. He struck out 7 tonight. 6 ground ball out so far for Lance. David Lowe has struck out and grounded out himself. White Sox lead the Rangers 7-0 there in the top of the 4th inning in Arlington. Jose Abreu hit his 9th home run. And it came off Nick Martinez, who surrendered 7 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings.
By the way, Brownie, I kind of paused there when saying major league leader in ERA, but Dallas Keuchel is the leader.
VR moves quickly to his right, guns him down. 2 outs.
In the National League, Max Scherzer leads at 185. Shelby Miller right behind, but 165 that figure for make that 176 for Dallas Keuchel. And now I have to retract because Sonny Gray has gone on by at 165. What a race going there.
Dwight Howard is here tonight.
What is this, Dancing with the Stars? Man has been in the weight room, I have a feeling.
Yes. Adam Jones tripled in the 4th inning and came around to score on a single by Young. He's 1 for 2. That strike one on a foul tip to Jones. Colin McHugh last night gave up 4 in the 2nd inning on 5 hits and did not allow a hit after that. In 7 innings, giving up 4 runs and getting the win. Pat Neshek worked an inning. Luke Gregerson worked an inning. And that really has made it for a fresh bullpen for tonight for Lance McCullers. No balls, 2 strikes. McCullers has kept his pitch count better than in any start so far this season. That one comes up and it's 1-2. He threw 100 pitches in 6 innings at Detroit in that first major league win May 23rd.
He can still get into that gas tank. Went right back up to 97.
That's a ball. That makes it 2-2. Before McHugh, the last Houston starting pitcher to go 7 in a win and giving up at least 4 runs in the first 2 innings was Mike Hampton in '99. And that effort by McHugh was really terrific last night.
Well, that tells you how rare that kind of an effort is.
Yeah. Got him on a breaking pitch. Jones is strikeout number 8, a new career high for McCullers. He has struck out 5, 6, 7, and 8 in his first 4 major league starts, and he leads it.
The 2015 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot is open, and for the first time ever, it's online only. Vote for your favorite Astros today by visiting astros.com/vote. Altuve, of course, needs the vote. So does Keuchel. And several others on this. So we're going to take a look at the vote leaders here. Check out Altuve with more than 2 million votes. There's a lot of Royals on there, though. I didn't mean to say it like that.
The people of Kansas City have been extremely busy, Julia.
I didn't sound too pleased.
Julia Morales disses Royals players.
We know you follow the Royals quite closely. Jake Marisnick with strike one. He struck out looking in the third. But if Altuve gets a lot of votes from the Houston folks, it could be an easy win for him, and he would be only the 7th Astro to start the All-Star game.
It really speaks to how prominent the name Jose Altuve has become.
1 ball, 1 strike. Marisnick trying to get aboard with Springer and Altuve to follow here in the Astros 6th inning. They lead at 2-1. Each club with 3 hits and no errors. That's a shot foul. 1-2. Miguel Gonzalez brought a 3.48 ERA into this game. This is his 11th start. And Bud Norris could be returning to this Baltimore rotation soon. It was a well-balanced rotation last year for the Orioles when they won 96 games. He gets a strikeout. That's number 7 for him.
A couple of guys on the hill tonight that are really dealing to the hitters.
George Springer has hit 2 grounders to shortstop. He beat out the first one for an infield hit. 1 for 2 tonight. Last year for Baltimore, Gonzalez was 10-9 with a good ERA. Chris Tillman 13-6. Bud Norris 15-8. Wei-Yin Chen 16-6. There's strike 1. Baldo Jimenez came over. He won 6. Kevin Gossman won 7. And it all added up to a very fine Baltimore season atop the AL East. No balls, 2 strikes to Springer. Alan Zinter finally came up with a solid answer as to the Astros and their late inning scoring proclivity. Ash?
Is it the right answer, though?
It's the right answer.
Okay.
Cannot be disputed. 1-2. 2 nights ago, the 7th inning was the big inning. The Astros got 4 runs, and they won it 5-2. He said that's when his mom started watching the game.
Oh, okay. See, that kind of answer I will accept.
That's solid.
Yeah, that is solid. I actually was getting ready to refute your comments here, but no, I can't go against that one.
Springer looks at it. It's 2-2. He said last night his mom's usually busy doing other things earlier in the game. His dad called his mom in to watch in the 3rd inning, and the Astros had a 5-run third last night.
See, that's grounded in science.
It's a line shot left field, high enough to make it for George Springer's line drive homer, number 8. 3 runs, 3 Houston home runs tonight.
Oh, boy. You get Chris Carter along with Evan Gattis and now George Springer to start swinging the bats much better than they did during this horrendous first third of the season, he says with tongue in cheek. And this club could really do something. Got a hanging slider and busted it up.
It's 8 homers, 19 runs batted in for Springer. Just high enough to get it over the yellow line. Jose Altuve's 0 for 2. And it's strike 1. Springer has scored 26 runs this season.
George isn't quite as excited as when his teammates hit home runs.
That's true. Altuve at the center field. Adam Jones in for the running catch. 2 outs. That was a 341 footer by Springer. And Tucker will be next.
Kind of like a laser that hits a wall at 341 and stops right there. Because that's what this was, a laser.
Tucker bounced into a double play and he struck out. Pierce is way out in shallow right field for him. Strike one to Preston.
I think Preston Tucker was thinking about joining the home run brigade right there.
Yeah. Well, his first 2 major league homers have come as a pinch hitter. That's a rarity. He swings at that and it's 0-2.
One of those wrist breakers where you try to hold the bat back after starting it as hard as you can.
Chris Sale's pitching for the White Sox tonight against the Rangers with that 7-0 lead. 1-2. That was quite a major league debut for the Rangers young slugger last night, Joey Gallo. He had 3 hits, including a home run.
Hadn't even been a complete game in the big leagues and already a curtain call.
Tucker's down on strikes. That's 8 whiffs for Gonzalez, but Springer in between the whiffs. Blasted one to left. That's number 8. That makes it 3-1 Houston after 6.
Into the 7th inning we go. 3-1 Astros on top of the Orioles. And now our pitch by pitch brought to you by Steel Dealers. We turn back to Chris Davis as he struck out eventually in the 4th inning. Lance McCullers did a little paint job all over outside edge and down below. Tried to go up the ladder. Did it set this one up? I think you could probably say it did. That slider gets the strikeout.
Now McCullers deals to Chris Davis and it's ball 1. 7th inning begins with Davis 0 for 2. And the Orioles trailing 3-1. They've been out hit 4-3 by the Astros with no errors tonight. It's a high shot to center field. Marisnik way back. Appears to have room on the track. 1 out.
We're talking about majestic shots he hits. How about that one? That was way up there in that dark sky.
That went a step further than the last one.
Former home run champion right here. He winds it up, lets it fly. That is kind of the, I guess that's maybe the king of all uppercuts in the game right now.
Delman Young has driven in the only Baltimore run. This time a 2-hopper to Jonathan Villar. 2 outs. And it's Clevenger next.
Looks like Jonathan Villar has taken well to some recent coaching.
He did some extra work on the field a couple of days ago. Footwork prior to the throw. Clevenger with that double off the left field wall, then struck out in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. McCullers has done a tremendous job of conserving pitches tonight. Going deep into this game, and that's ball one. Day game coming tomorrow that could impact tomorrow afternoon's affair. At 1:10, it's Dallas Keuchel and Wei Yin Chen. VR tough play here to the backhand side, straightens up, makes it very well. It's a 1-2-3-7. That is 10 in a row set down by McCullers, and it's 3-1. The box showing you the 3-1 game. The Orioles coming in at 23-28 have scored on the Delman Young RBI single in the fourth. Orioles batter striking out 8 times, 25 punch outs in the series. The Astros at 33-20 have 2 solo homers by Chris Carter. That's the 3rd multi-home run game by an Astro this season. Evan Gattis and Luis Valbuena have both hit 2. Lance McCullers Jr. with 7 innings and a career-high 8 strikeouts. He threw only 5 pitches in the top of the 7th inning, and he's retired 10 in a row now. Orbit's also having a good time tonight as the fans enjoy their 7th inning stretch.
He's had a couple of multi-homer games this year, I believe. I think he missed in the stats there.
Orbit just returned from detention for his streaking the other day.
Oh, dear.
Evan Gattis is grounded to short and popped to second base.
I'm so glad I wasn't here for that.
That's ball one. Orbit has shocked you before, and he shocked a lot of people that day, Ash. Royals lead the Indians 4-2. They're in the middle of the 6th inning in KC. Jason Vargas on the mound against Corey Kluber. Foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. 20,305 for paid attendance tonight. 18,730 last night. 17,259 Monday night. So the crowds have come up a little bit, and tomorrow a lunchtime special at 1:10.
Sensing a trend.
1-2. Well, we know when the Astros get back from this week-long road trip, school will be out. The Seattle Mariners will be here, followed by the Colorado Rockies on a 5-game homestand. So those crowds should be bigger. Gattis hits it in the air, and then it'll go back into the seats. It's been a really interesting baseball season. 1/3 point.
Does Evan have to leap to get to this one? Not quite, but that's kind of top of the knees for Evan Gattis.
Yeah, he can expand. Although Alan Zitter thinks he's getting more compact. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, it's kind of one of the standard responses through the decades of baseball. When a guy starts swinging it well, he's starting to get better pitches to hit. I think Evan's still looking for that high heater he got in Oakland to drive one for the game winner.
Backhanded. Flaherty going high. Davis with the tag for the out. Davis saved Flaherty, the throwing error.
I don't think Flaherty is actually your classic shortstop. Not quite the arm that you would expect over there. Although some guys have succeeded without being big-time throwing shortstops.
Tommy Hunter's warming up. Here's the tag. Good work by Davis with the glove. 1 out, and it's Valbuena batting.
By the way, see Ozzie Smith and Omar Vizquel in terms of not great arms at shortstop and succeeding a bit.
Strike to Valbuena. He is struck out and flied to left. Padres 2, Mets nothing in San Diego. They're in the bottom of the third. Dylan G has returned to the Mets rotation. James Shields going for the Padres. Time is called. Padres are 2 games under 500 at 26 and 28 now. Dodgers and Giants are fighting it out for the top spot. Just a half game separating those two. Well, let's check that. Couple games on the lead now for the Dodgers. Things have changed a little bit. They had a doubleheader last night. 1-1. And they've been in a rain delay tonight in Colorado. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Julia, are you okay down there? Okay.
Took it off for 1 second, and it comes flying at me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that helmet does a lot of good laying down there.
Nobody's giving you any kind of help there.
Oh,
2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm going to need a glove tomorrow.
We're going to have to get you an invisible shield so you can watch the game from behind it.
He's going to have to come out early and participate in the early defensive work for the club.
Oh. Just off the plate, it's 3-2.
So, Brownie, what is the best division in all of Major League Baseball right now? Maybe I should say which.
Division with the most good teams right now.
Toughest division to get through. I don't know.
Fly ball left center field by Valbuena. And going up to get it, there's David Lowe, 2 outs. The toughest division.
You get some time to work on it. As we turn to our TXU Energy Power Player of the game, Chris Carter. A couple of bombs tonight. This was the first of the 2. Up on the tracks. And the handshakes always make it feel good. The second one was prodigious. As if the first one wasn't. Out to left center field and again up on the tracks. Chris Carter looks like he's loosening up.
And because of those 2 home runs off Miguel Gonzalez, Gonzalez will not be left in to face him this time. Buck Showalter has come out to make the move. Gonzalez coming out after 6 2/3 innings, allowing 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 of them on solo homers. He had no walks and he struck out 8. And Tommy Hunter comes in. We'll be back to talk more about him in just a moment. 2 outs, nobody on. It's time for the AT&T call to the bullpen. Bringing in the veteran right-hander, Tommy Hunter.
He's become quite the hard thrower out of the pen. One of those guys that as a starter had his struggles, but a big arm was hiding back in there somewhere. 21 games already. 2 appearances against the Astros. Has not allowed a run, an earned run anyway, on the road this year.
Chris Carter's 2 for 2, 2 homers. Fouls it back. There is strike 1 to Carter.
Catch a glimpse of that swing?
Yep.
Chris Carter was all over that and letting it fly.
Last 3 home run game by an Astro. Carlos Lee against the Phillies, April of '07. Carter is 3 for 8 with a homer and a double off Hunter. That one goes foul, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Carter started the night with a 197 batting average. He's gotten off the interstate.
Somebody let that guy in, please.
All right, we'll get him in.
Is that our producer?
Well, they're trying like crazy to get in this ballpark tonight. Word is getting out. Carter's down on strikes. We go to the 8th inning, 3-1 Houston.
We go to the 8th inning. Our pitching performance is powered by Kubota. Yeah, Lance McCullers is the guy we're talking about. He has been great tonight. Changeup even getting a strikeout. The slider has been cruel on the hitters. The fastball up to 97 miles an hour numerous times as he has mowed through this lineup. A career high 8 strikeouts already now as he works into the 8th inning. Lance McCullers has been dominant. And even the really good ones like Adam Jones doesn't have much of an answer.
He leads at 3-1 as the 8th inning rolls around. He threw a 5-pitch 7th inning, putting him at 81 for the night. 56 of those 81 have been strikes. Leadoff man here is Steve Pearce, 0 for 2. Out to center field, Marisnick backing on it. 1 pitch out here in the 8th. Houston Astros baseball on Root Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
Let me say another thing about Lance McCullers and all he's done tonight. When he starts pumping strikes consistently and getting ahead with this kind of stuff, hitters have no chance to say, okay, let's try to go deep into the count. Let's see if we can get him out of here, because he just gets in front and then gets further in front. So you've got to swing the bat against him.
5-1 pitch outs for McCullers. Bullpen is busy. Jimmy Paredes, the batter. That's ball 1. He is 0 for 2. 2 ground outs. Chad Qualls is warming up for Houston. McCullers bearing down, trying for win number 2 as a big leaguer. Falls behind 2-0. He's not given up a hit since the 4th when Young singled in the Baltimore run. 11 straight have been retired by McCullers. And he still has life on the fastball. And 93, foul back. 2-1. Walls is working there. Bottom of the order due up in the Houston 8th inning. In for a strike. The count's even at 2-2 with Flaherty on deck. Colby Rasmus has come into play left field in this inning. He's playing close to the line. He replaced Preston Tucker in left. Struck him out. That's number 9.
Wow. Our pitch by pitch is brought to you by Steel Dealers. And we look at Ryan Flaherty. Could have chosen anybody in the lineup. In the 5th inning, he struck out the 7th of the night, but a couple of pitches right there at the bottom of the strike zone, right on the inside corner, and then to polish him off that slider. Look at those locations. Immaculate.
Strike to Flaherty. Flaherty is 0 for 2. Started the bat and stopped it. The appeal went to third. Check swing call by Adam Hamari. It's 1-1. 27 strikeouts in the early stages of Lance McCullers' career. This is his 23rd inning. It's 1-2.
Wow. That's a tight slider. Watch this thing break almost straight downward. In fact, I'll take the almost out of that sentence.
And he got him for number 10 of the night. What a night for McCullers. He's retired 13 in a row. 3-1 Houston.
And the Astros Foundation are hosting a food drive supporting the Houston Food Bank at today and tomorrow's games. Fans can participate by bringing canned goods or other non-perishable food items with them to the games. For more information, visit astros.com/food drive. Wow, that's me eating.
We haven't seen that before, Julia.
Oh my God. I did not see that.
Just imagine how many people could have been fed with that thing.
You only ate one meal in your life, and we've seen it 20,000 times.
Wow. Memories.
Jason Castro leads it off. 3-1 Houston, bottom of the 8th. Ball 1 to Castro. Castro's 0 for 2 tonight. 4 hits for the Astros, 3 solo homers, and a single by George Springer. Springer has 1 of the homers. Chris Carter the other 2. Castro starts the bat. He checks his swing, and the count goes to 2-0 on Tommy Hunter. Miguel Gonzalez threw 99 pitches tonight, 68 for strikes. In 6 2/3 innings, he allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. And it's high to Castro. 3 balls, no strikes to Jason now. John Lackey and the Cardinals beat Milwaukee tonight. Final score 7-4 in St. Louis. Lackey won his 4th. Trevor Rosenthal got his 17th save. Well, green light on 3-0, and he fouls it back. 3 balls and a strike to Castro.
And he got a green light 3-0 type of swing. Although the right hand seemed to come off the bat. And maybe a little bit of a sore hand or wrist there for Jason.
Three balls, 2 strikes. McCullers is the 4th Astros pitcher this season to have a 10 strikeout game. Half foul. The last Astros pitcher before McCullers to begin his career with at least 5 strikeouts in his first 3 starts was J.R. Richard in '71. Club record is 5 straight starts of 5 strikeouts or more. Last Astros rookie starter to have 10 strikeouts, Colin McHugh, last April. Richard had a 17 strikeout game as a rookie. Three balls, 2 strikes.
That young man is starting to look like a big-time major league pitcher. And a hair model as well.
Jonathan Villar's on deck. Then Marisnick 2 up 3rd. Line foul into the seats. Ricochets around. In the Baltimore 9th, it's the 1-2-3 hitters due up. Machado, Lowe, and Jones. When the Astros had the lead after 8 innings this season, their record is 28-0. Grounded foul. They had lost 4 of 6. Had lost consecutive series at Baltimore and here against the White Sox. Now they've turned that around. This will be the 10th pitch from Hunter to Castro, and they're trying to make this their 3rd straight win. They would be 4-2 on this homestand going to the final game tomorrow if they nail this one down. Castro's down on strikes. It's 2 punch-outs since Hunter came in.
Look at Tommy Hunter doing his best Lance McCullers impersonation at 97.
You see the strikeout numbers for McCullers.
It's been a great performance.
Jonathan Villar has struck out both times tonight. Hunter deals and it's strike 1. Hunter was a 1st-round pick of Texas in '07. Baltimore got him in a trade along with Chris Davis for Koji Uehara in July of 2011. Chopper goes foul and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
Look, everybody wants to hit in the game. Jonathan Villar, as you mentioned, a couple of strikeouts already tonight. If he goes down a 3rd time right now, my impression of his game would be about his defense and the way he has made the plays right, made them look routine. Really nice to see. Got that rookie pitcher out there pitching well. When you get the ground ball to short, you've got to get outs. I think that's the key.
Cincinnati and the Phillies are tied 4-4. They're in the bottom of the 10th in Philadelphia now. In the air to left field. David Lowe moves in. 2 outs. That's 3 straight for Hunter. We go to Julia.
Thanks, Brownie. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and more. Every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Jake Marisnick Has struck out twice tonight. George Springer's on deck. The Astros up 3-1 in the 8th inning. There's ball one. Colby Rasmus, as you know, is in the game in left field defensively for Preston Tucker. He has been bothered by some flu-like symptoms the last few nights. Hot shot fielded by Flaherty. Out number 3. We go to the 9th. 3-1 Houston.
Let's go back to George Springer and his long ball tonight. He got one and hit it on a laser-like line shot to the seats in left field. And that's a bat you could always stand to get hot. He could be such a big part, maybe even the leading part of what the Astros do offensively.
Lance McCullers Jr. comes out for the 9th inning. He'll have bullpen support if he needs it. Luke Gregerson is now getting loose. Manny Machado comes up first in the 9th inning. He's 0 for 3. Those are the numbers on McCullers. 13 straight outs turned in since the RBI single, with 2 outs in the 4th by Delman Young.
A lot of people right here in the ballpark applauding when they saw McCullers take that first step out of the dugout heading to the mound.
That pitch is ball 1 to Machado.
That pitch found part of that legit strike zone.
David Lowe's on deck. Now it's 2 balls, no strikes. Rays and Angels are underway in Anaheim. No score after 1/2 inning.
I don't think A.J. Hinch is going to give much rope here. If somebody gets on base, I would be surprised if he doesn't turn to the pen. But
yes,
boy, I applaud this endeavor to let McCullers work into the 9th.
Hector Santiago is getting the start tonight for the Angels against Nate Carnes for Tampa Bay. Now it's 3-1. A leadoff walk would almost certainly prompt a pitching change. In the air, a foul pop. Valbuena comes over. 1 out.
When you can turn to your fastball on the 3-1 with a guy like Machado at the plate, get him to pop up on the infield, you got some good stuff. Just bring it. Give you the gas. Take your best hack, see what you can do. And it's a big first out.
David Lowe is 0 for 3. Just 3 Baltimore hits tonight. McCullers. 2 outs. 1 out away from a complete game in his 4th major league start. It's a 10 strikeout night for McCullers. He's retired 15 in a row. The crowd is up, and it's Adam Jones batting. Jones tripled to left center in the fourth and scored on the Young single. He's 1 for 3. Also has struck out twice. McCullers now has 28 strikeouts in his first 23 major league innings, and even Dwight Howard is amazed. Ball 1 to Jones. Chris Davis on deck. It's 1-1.
96. Here we are in the 9th inning.
Dallas Keuchel has both of the Astros' complete games this season in consecutive starts. Now back, and it's 1-2, and this crowd will erupt if he gets Jones.
So he follows the 96 with 95. This arm is alive.
He started the night with an ERA of 2.40 for his first 3 major league starts and a 1-0 record. Two balls and 2 strikes.
And he's all the way back in the tank there, trying to get every last fume.
Jones stays alive, just reaching out and tapping that one foul.
Big time major league hitter, and Adam Jones gets a piece on this filthy slider down and away.
The season started for McCullers at Tulsa for Corpus Christi, April 12th. Line drive hit to right field. Jones is 2 for 4 tonight.
And now what do you do?
Chris Davis will bat. He's 0 for 3. A.J. Hinch is coming out.
Is this query time at the mound, or is this decision already made?
The potential tying run will be at the plate. Davis has 12 homers.
Yeah, it looks like it is question time. You good? Yeah, this is it's really intriguing. I'll bet this is, A.J. Hinch would tell you, one of the toughest, if not the toughest decision he's had to make to this date.
Now this energized crowd will see if McCullers can get Davis. Davis has flied to center, struck out, and flied to center. Both of his fly balls have been in the air for a while. Strike to Davis. That was 15 straight retired by McCullers until the Jones single. Close to the ball, and it's 1-1.
Jason Castro just said you might have missed one here. Let's take our look. Absolutely a strike.
Carter's playing behind Jones. Foul ball makes it 1-2.
You know, you go 1-1 after not getting the call that you should have gotten. And you come back and throw the fastball that no doubt Chris Davis is looking for, and he still can't get to it.
for Lance McCullers Jr. An 11 strikeout complete game and a 3-1 win. That was an amazing performance by the 21-year-old right-hander, and the potential tying run at the plate with a big home run hitter, Davis. He struck him out to end a beautiful evening for the young right-hander.
Brownie, we know that Lance McCullers' dad pitched for a good long time in the major leagues. 306 games, including just 9 as a starter, but he never pitched a complete game. The kid's got him. And tell you what, the Astros have some kind of pitcher in Lance McCullers. Kind of hangs the slider a bit here, but still enough to get Chris Davis. Yeah, there's some emotion.
That's a 4-hit complete game for McCullers, who goes to 2-0. And he has struck out 29 in his first 24 major league innings. Jose Altuve and teammates with congratulations for McCullers, who had a brilliant evening. And the Astros are 34-20. They have gone where no Houston team has ever gone, to the 1/3 mark of the season through 54 games. We go to Julia.
Thanks, guys. With Lance McCullers, and they say the toughest out is always the hardest one to get. Jones gets on right there. AJ comes out to talk to you. What's the conversation like?
He just said, "How do you feel?" And I said, "I feel great." He said, "Can you get this guy?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to get him." And he said, "All right, well, let's go." He said, "This is your game." He said, this is your guy to go get.
When did you know you had a chance at the complete game?
Oh, I don't know, man. You start the game, and all you want to do is go as deep as possible for your team and give them the best chance to win. As the game went on, I was trying my best.
You're not done, Lance. It's your first one. You're not done.
I was trying to, just go as deep as I could for the team, and great win.
How did that feel?
Cold.
I know tonight efficiency was big for you, and I know that's something you wanted to do coming in, getting that first pitch strike. What was it about tonight? What was key for you?
Your first pitch strikes, be aggressive in the zone with all my stuff. I did a lot of work this week on the changeup with Strami, and it paid off.
Chris Carter with, Woo! Thank you, Evan Gaddis, for that one. Let's get one more question in here for you, Lance, and I'll let you go.
Is there any more buckets left? Is there any more in there?
There might be. Chris Carter, of course, with the 2 home runs. Springer with the home run. But how much did that help boost you and help you through this one?
No, just keeps you excited. You just you're in a tight game, and when those guys put swings on the ball like that, it gives you motivation to keep going for your guys.
Congratulations tonight.
Thank you.
Guys, up to you.
What a show provided by McCullers. The complete game, no walk, 11 strikeout performance. This was something to behold tonight, Ash.
Really great to watch. And, is anybody concerned right about now that Lance McCullers isn't as tall as we might have been informed early on? I don't think so. That arm is really standing up.
He is so hot, he has to be iced down after this 3-1 win.